Now, let me ask you, one of the things about people is always concerned that the money is going to go to the right place. And how do you guys take care of this? Because everybody who donates is always worried. Who am I giving to? How do I know it's going to go to the right?
Of course.
You know, so how are you guys managing this, or how do you plan to manage this?
For this particular campaign, what we've done is the most credible, I would say the most credible foundation for a charitable foundation in Pakistan is ADHI Foundation, ADHI International, founded by Abdul Sattar ADHI, who's still alive, and he still receives phone calls at their head office. What we have done is we have partnered with their Canadian chapter based out of Markham, and we will be sending our funds through them to Pakistan. Now, people, you know, the general response would be, then why are we giving the money to you? We'll give it directly to ADHI. Ahlan wa sahlan, you're welcome to. But what the thing about the role that we're playing is we are making sure that a certain goal is met.
And the awareness and to bring the case alive.
Of course,
things like that.
Because we seem to have access to certain channels and resources that people who are working in ADHI, I mean, their concern is different, their focus is different.
At the end of the day, realistically, anybody who raises money for a cause, they don't care where the money is heading, so long as the end result goes to the cause.
Absolutely.
You know, it's really, you want to help the people, want to open the channels. This is one channel, but if there's other channels, that's
absolutely. Please go ahead and use the other channels.
That's where we have to focus on things like this. And
of course,
hopefully, inshallah, we really hope that you get the response, especially it's young people who's involved and pushing.
And it's not a lot of money we're asking for. $20, and you know, if enough people give $20, we can make a big difference. And
if we go to the website, is that by credit card, or what is it gonna? How am I gonna pay that $20?
The website that we're currently using to collect funds is swatrelief.eventbrite.com, through which people can pay using credit card or their PayPal. The reason we're collecting online is because we want everything to be transparent and above board, and keep a track of everything, every single transaction.
Very good, very good. No, I really wish the best for you guys and success. Tell me about other programs or other things you guys are involved in.
I mean, inshallah, I will be at ISNA convention this coming weekend.
Which convention is that?
This is the ISNA North America convention in Washington, D.C.
Washington.
That is on the July 4th weekend.
Okay, what is it about?
This is the largest Muslim convention in North America.
Well, some people say the one we have, Revival of the Spirit of Islam, is the largest convention here in Toronto.
No, Revival, RIS is the largest in Canada, of course, hands down.
Well, a few years ago it was 50,000 people, right? Does that mean in Washington there's more than 50,000 who will go?
Comparable. Comparable. Generally, they have been much higher attendances when they have held it in Chicago.
Yes.
It was smaller when they held it in Columbus for the last couple of years.
Yes, I've went to Columbus once or twice.
Alhamdulillah. And this year they're back in Washington, D.C., which has a huge Muslim community around in the Virginia area. So the expectation over there is that it's going to be a very large attendance.
Good, good. And are you hoping to raise some of the money for this cause there, or what's your target?
I'll be performing in their main entertainment session.
Very good.
So the idea is to use just 30 seconds of that to to make a pitch to the audience and just raise awareness about SWAT, about the destitution over there, the devastation, and about what little effort that we are doing, and hopefully we can do it with everybody's help.
Good, good. So what got you into the performance and Nasheed and this kind of things?
Well, singing is something I've been doing my entire life. The first time I was on stage was in grade 1.
Very good. And you started late then, huh?
No, my older brother started earlier. He started in kindergarten.
Yes.
I sort of grew up, I taught myself how to sing by trying to be like him.
Yes.
And then I realized that I should not be like him.
Okay. Do you write your own songs, or you?
No, the album that I released right now, I have Arabic content, Urdu content, and English content. I have written the English content myself.
Okay.
And inshallah, for the future albums, we are looking at adding Farsi and Punjabi content to it as well.
And what direction do you take for these songs, or what's the themes you focus on?
Generally, what I hope to do is one of the things that I think we have yet to achieve in English devotional poetry or English devotional songwriting in Islam is that we've had great poets and songwriters in the past. People like Maulana Jalaluddin Rumi.
Yes.
People like Hafiz Shirazi. And Ibn al-Farid and all these people, right? And well, if you have people of that stature conveying such depth,
yes,
why can't we do that in English? When I started working on my album 10 years ago, this was one of the frustrations that I had with the existing nasheed genre, was that we had nasheeds, but we didn't have, very few of them had depth.
yes.
So that's when I started working on it.
Well, it reminds me, one time I was listening to the radio and I listened to a kind of an article or a nasheed called I'm a Muslim Woman. I was very impressed. And then when I told my daughter, she said, Dad, you should have recognized me. I wrote this myself. That's amazing. And of course I challenged her. She said, go to the internet and find out. And, yes, you know, how do we encourage young people to do this kind of stuff?
Exactly.
That contributes, because it has true feeling. It's people who was born and raised in this society, so it could reflect more and get others to associate more and understand more.
Yeah, because the thing with, spiritual teachings, of Islam is that they are timeless.
Yes.
Right? And we have to, art has been a major force historically of taking those timeless teachings and making them relevant to the time and place that art came to.
It reminds me of a hadith I was reading the other day. It said a simple Bedouin came to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and told him, tell me about the prayers, how many rak'ahs each one. So I told him, as-subh is 2, zuhr is 4. So, and repeated them. And the man said, I'm a simple man, I can't remember that, ya Rasulullah. So there was a poet sitting beside him, told him, Rasulullah, let me give him this in 2 lines of poetry. And he did, and the man remembered, because he can associate art and poetry better than just a straight, do this.
Of course.
So it's a great way to teach people, especially certain people could relate better into songs and things like this. It sticks in their mind easier.
It's a very, very powerful medium. I mean, we know that in the Prophet's time, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the repentance of Sayyidina Ka'ab, who wrote his famous Banat Su'ad, and he recited it to the Prophet, as a repentance. That was very heartrending. And there's many other instances of his companions, who are conveying a message in art or poetic form. It's very powerful. It's beyond just a newspaper. You can really reach into somebody's heart and make a difference.
So how do we get more Muslims, young Muslims, involved in this part? Obviously a lot of people are, worried because some people say music is haram. I don't personally subscribe to that. But, some people say music is haram. And we have to differentiate between, something that really excites things versus, it's just music and a nasheed that really helps people learn better.
It's interesting you asked that question. But one of the things that Muslims did throughout, throughout the ages is that we developed a very sophisticated understanding of what kind of music has what kind of effect on the mood of a person. And people did it. The opinions about music have always been varied. There were people who believed, on one side, and there's people who believed on the other side. And it was always a spectrum of some sort, right? Now, people generally followed the opinion that they took, and they manifested this concern and this usage of sound and tunes in accordance with what they followed. I personally don't use any string instruments or any wind instruments. I use extensively use drums from Brazil to China to India to
are they different drums from different nations or what?
Completely.
I didn't know that.
Different drums are used at different speeds to evoke different sort of feelings. And it's very, very interesting. And so I use with the producer that I'm working with, he has immensely talented person, and he makes sure that he uses a lot of variety. And I generally use only human voice with regards to. But there are people who follow the other opinion, people like Yusuf Islam and Sami Yusuf and Dawood Bornsby. MashaAllah, this is the opinion that they follow.
What do they follow? Sorry, I'm not familiar.
They follow the opinion that was that exists, that that this is that it's permissible in as long as it's being used towards good ends. So I mean, I respect that. But that's generally not what I do.
My take on it, and it's my opinion, when I was young, I used to love music and I listened to music. And then when I grew older, I still believe I'm young, but I'm older. I started listening to the Quran and enjoy listening to the Quran.
Oh yeah.
And now, when I have free time, I prefer to listen to the Quran.
Yeah.
I'm not saying the music is haram or wrong, but now I have found something that I enjoy more, and it has more emotional. Music touches emotions in a person.
Absolutely.
But the Quran, when you listen and you know, it gives a much stronger feeling. And that's what I tell people, rather than say music is halal or haram, try to listen to the Quran and listen to it and try to understand the meaning, and it will touch you much more than music does ever.